Welcome Superman fans to your speeding bulletin for the week September 14th to September 20th, 2012. A week which saw Man of Steel comments from Michael Shannon and Amy Adams, and info on a new Young Justice episode, as well as DC's December solicitations. So let's get into it. In movie news, Yahoo Movies spoke with Michael Shannon about his upcoming gangster saga, The Iceman, but also asked him for some details on General Zod in Man of Steel. He said, "I will look slightly different than Terrence Stamp because otherwise what's the point? It will all be slightly different. I think it's pretty cool." In New York for the premiere of her latest film, The Master, Amy Adams also spoke with Yahoo Movies and revealed she felt intimidated to play Lois Lane after Margot Kidder's portrayal. She said it was important to create a character that was new because I thought she was perfect. MTV News asked her what she thought of Michael Shannon's comments that he felt like he was in a scene with Superman when playing opposite Henry Cavill.
Superman.
You feel like you're in scenes with Superman. I mean, he's completely invested and yoked, and but he just really took the role very seriously, and yeah, he's fantastic.
Canada's Tribute Movies website asked her how she felt about being in a superhero movie.
I said this before, I really love superhero movies, but I don't see myself as someone, I'm a little pigeon-toed, so like I'm never going to be the girl in latex looking hot running pigeon-toed. So I figured this was my only chance to be in one of these films, and I hope that just to set sort of a good role model for girls.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
While USA Today asked her about the fact that she didn't change the colour of her hair to play Lois Lane, she said, "This was a new idea down to the hair colour, it's a whole reimagining." Cartoon Network and DC Entertainment have released a short episode description for Satisfaction, the upcoming new episode of the Young Justice Invasion animated series. In this episode, Roy Harper seeks vengeance against the man who ruined his life. Satisfaction airs on Saturday, September 29th at 10:30 AM on Cartoon Network. Earlier this month, Dean Cain participated in a Q&A panel at DragonCon, where he discussed the so-called Superman curse, the inspirations for his interpretations of Superman, his thoughts on Superman Returns, the sudden end of the Lois and Clark TV series, and what it's like to play an iconic character like Superman. Check it all out at the Superman homepage or bleedingcool.com. In a lengthy article by newsstatesman.com, Grant Morrison discussed his feelings on leaving Action Comics after issue number 16. He said working with so many different artists was just too hectic. DC Comics released their December 2012 solicitations this week, and we highlighted for you all the Superman-related comics and products listed. Of special note are the Hell on Earth crossover comics, including Superman number 15, in which Kal-El must seek help from Lex Luthor, and Superboy number 15, in which Superboy and Superman finally meet face to face. Comic books we reviewed this week included Smallville Season 11 Chapter 16, which was reviewed by Mark Pritchard, who gave it a 2 out of 5, calling the fight between Superman and Batman both unnecessary and even a little bit stupid. Adam DeChannel reviewed Superboy number 0, saying, "This gives issue number 13 and Superboy the opportunity for a nice fresh start," and he gave it a 5 out of 5 rating. Superman comics available this week from September 19th include Amy Comic Girls number 2 digital comic has been available since September 17th, Batman Beyond Unlimited number 8, Justice League number 0 is available in a variant cover, a digital combo pack, and a black and white variant cover. Supergirl number 0, Young Justice number 20, Smallville Season 11 Chapter 17 digital comic is available September 21st, and Superman the Black Ring Volume 2 trade paperback.
September 22nd is the day traditionally recognised as Supergirl's birthday. So this week we've highlighted a huge range of Supergirl collectibles available through our online store. Like this Supergirl Pinky Shield t-shirt available from $19.95. Or grab this DC Dynamics Supergirl statue reduced from $195 to $147.50. These and other great Supergirl items are available from your one-stop Supergirl shop, the Superman homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop.
In other news, Warner Bros. Interactive has announced that the new video game Injustice Gods Among Us will be released in April 2013. The announcement comes on the back of the release of a new trailer from the Tokyo Game Show. Later this month, Warner Brothers Movie World, located on Australia's Gold Coast, will launch Justice League Alien Invasion 3D, Australia's first fully interactive ride. Grab your laser blaster and join Superman, Batman and an army of superheroes in a 3D battle against millions of evil alien spores. Your mission is to fight side by side with the Justice League and save the citizens of Earth. With the Justice League Unlimited action figure line about to be discontinued, Mattel is now taking orders for one of the final 3-pack action figure sets featuring Batman, Vandal Savage and Future Superman. You can place your order at mattycollector.com. That's all the Superman news there was for the week September 14th to September 20th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello everyone, and welcome once again to another edition of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V, and thanks for watching. I had the pleasant experience of re-watching some portions of Superman Returns yesterday. My little nephew was over, and even though he really hasn't seen much by way of Superman, there's no current cartoon on, he's only 3 years old, and his father isn't particularly a Superman fan. His father likes superheroes and superhero movies, but wasn't a fan of the original Donner films and was not a fan of Superman Returns. However, he puts his son in Superman shirts, and he bought him the exact same pair of Converse All-Star sneakers that I have, and he seems to like Superman, but knows very little about him. So I put it on, and I wanted to show him some of the exciting action scenes that a 3-year-old might like, and I found myself really enjoying those parts again myself. Partially, I was inspired by, I was playing my iPod in the car earlier in the day, and one of the orchestration pieces from Superman Returns came on, and it got me thinking I should put the movie in. And obviously, we all know it underperformed at the box office, and they did not move ahead with a sequel. But I've said before, and I'll say it again here, I think that Superman Returns, especially having watched it again yesterday, really, in my opinion, is the best cinematic effort for a Superman film that we have seen. The Donner films were what they were for their time, but they were a bit silly, they were campy, and there wasn't really a lot of depth or character. And when we've only have Superman Returns to judge on right now until Man of Steel comes out, and of course Returns was meant to be kind of an appendage to the Donner films. If 3 and 4 didn't exist, this was Bryan Singer's idea of what might have happened in the 3rd Superman movie if Superman had impregnated Lois and gone away to find Krypton, which it was left out of the story, but Lex Luthor had a big part in chasing Superman away because he implanted stories all over the media explaining that pieces of Krypton had been found and that there was a good chance there were living survivors. So Superman felt that he had no choice but to go. I was dubious when I had heard all these announcements because I always felt like Superman would never leave Earth for that long a time. He's in love with Lois. He loves the planet. It's his home now. And to leave for 5 years. However, maybe he got hung up. Maybe some things happened while he was out there. Maybe he didn't expect the trip to take that long. We don't hear much about it, which I think is a mistake in the film. But I remember the excitement leading up to it. I remember how happy I was to be seeing a Superman film. And I thought Brandon Routh was a perfect choice. He wasn't given a lot of dialogue, but the emotion that was exhibited by him and by the character because of the whole son storyline, which again a lot of people were up in arms about because maybe we don't need that in our Superman stories, but it did bring a lot of complication, a lot of story and character development and work and emotion that might not have been there otherwise. Could the movie have been good without it, and might it have been more successful without it, at least in fans' eyes? Possibly, but upon watching it, it brings so many emotions to surface. I teared up during the end speech again yesterday, where he took Marlon Brando's Jor-El words and turned them around on his son now. And he was very, very protective at the end there. While there could be a question as to why he was in there when Lois didn't even know about it, he is Superman, so I guess he could do that. Another argument that I always hear is that he's Stalker Superman because he flew down in the trees and was checking out Lois. However, if you're a follower of Superman and you know what's been going on, you know that since the earliest incarnations of a relationship between he and Lois, he has always checked in on her. He has always made sure she was okay. He has always spied on her in that fashion, whether it's listening from a distance, whether it's watching what she does, whether it's showing up anytime she needs him. It's because she's on the front of his radar, front and center. I mean, she's the one that he's going to look out for most. And once he has the son there, he was emotionally compelled and driven to go in and check on him, much like they went to check on him in the hospital when he was asleep, and they gave speeches to him and talked to him. I love the added depth and the added character. It is odd, and when you're first viewing it and when you first hear the rumors, you go, they're going to make this kid. My hope was that all the rumors were going to be unfounded and that it wasn't, or that somehow the piano shifted because of crystals growing, or because there was a quake, or because, and we were going to find out later that it wasn't the child that had pushed the piano, but that it was meant to look like it was. However, when you look at it as just a film critique and not necessarily a Superman fan, I think that they went the not cop-out route by doing what they did. They made a deep, complicated human story, even though it was about a superhero who's not human, and had so many human ties and human connections and emotions that it really worked as a film, not necessarily as a Superman film, if you want to go that way, because, you know, but it brings so much extra depth to the character that wasn't there before, which, again, a lot of people argue, was that even needed? We have a lot of depth of character that no one's ever explored, and that everyone has such a hard time presenting on screen in a story. But I really enjoyed the film, and I thought that the Superman action in it was the best we've seen. The way they used his powers, the way he was shown. Sure, some of the CGI effects were evident, because a lot of times Brandon Routh looked like a CGI computer animated model, because I think that they ended up not having enough time to finish some of the effects or whatever. But I thought it was great, and Lex was ruthless and really evil and dark. There was still some camp there, which I hope we lose completely in the next, incarnation of Superman films, starting with Man of Steel, and hopefully that's really successful. And I really hope that come this time next year, I'm able to tell you how much more I love Man of Steel than any Superman film that we've seen so far. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, always look up in the sky.